and today I was inspired to do so because it's my wife's birthday. And for your birthday, you always want particular things. And I was questioning, what do you guys want? Well, specifically, what would you want in a game just for you, made by you, but for everyone to play, obviously. Otherwise, what would be the point of having the game? No one else could enjoy it. So let's just say that money no object, and you got to have access to a developer, be EA or Ubisoft or Activision or Sony or Microsoft or whatever. But let's keep it multi-plat, so that way everybody in the whole world could play the game that you think would be the sweetest deal ever. You know, it's like, do you want to have a game where, you know, like, I don't know, your childhood is played out or something, or, you know, the superhero you drew as a teenager is fighting crime, you know? What was the big dream you had? Or what's the big game you'd always love? Is there a particular film where you think, oh man, that is such a cool movie. Why can't that be a game? You know, like the original version of Rollerball or something weird, I don't know. You know, or is there a particular comic you read, or, you know, is there a game that you've played, or that you think it would be great from a board game to come into being a video game? You know, there's so many ideas. And I'd love to get your ideas down below. And to kick you off, alright, now I really want you typing, guys, but to kick you off, me, you know what I've always wanted? I've always wanted a game dedicated to the mighty GWAR. I adore GWAR. Probably one of my favouriteest bands ever. And Odorous dude, we miss you, brother. But nonetheless, GWAR would make an excellent game. Why, I hear you ask? Who are GWAR? What is GWAR? What is this metal you speak of, human? Right, GWAR, a band that's been going about 26 or so years, maybe a bit longer. I can't remember exactly, probably more like 27. Basically, it's a big band, a bunch of guys, and for a while women. They were basically dressed up in these mad costumes and pretend to be these intergalactic, unstoppable, immortal warriors. Now, when they first started, it was a very basic lore. So it was like you had the members of the band. You had their slaves, who were the road crew, but they were dressed like, you know, like a loincloth, and they had on these stupid large extra big feet, like hobbits gone mental. And there was this woman with them called Sly Mr. Heyman, and she was done up in this like Daryl Hannah makeup from like Blade Runner, but gone mental with big spiky boobies, and man, it was just insanity. She would spin fire about the joint. And like she would help in the executions of the crowd, because they would carry these big swords and pretend to be cutting up the crowd and cutting up people who would come on stage dressed up as things, and just mental, blood everywhere, but fake blood. You know, there's a fake brain juice and this. And put it this way, if there's a bodily fluid you can think of, GWAR would fake it, spray it, and pour it, and, you know, just have it everywhere in every conceivable consistency and pressure and warmth. I myself have had the pleasure of seeing GWAR twice. I remember when I first went to see them, I walked out of the place considerably heavier than what I walked in. I was drenched in fake blood. And they splashed my way out of the venue, which was an underground venue. Oh god! And the music of GWAR, I wish I could play it here, because I'd get content straight in a second. But I'm gonna make sure there's some links below in the description to some classic GWAR tunes, because their music, although it's metal, it does this clever thing about where it spins about and it covers so many different aspects. But the reason why it'd be great, aside from the music and aside from the costumes of the characters, is as the band developed, they developed this lore, you know, this mad story about how the warriors came from the planet Scumdogula and crash landed on Earth in Antarctica thousands of years ago, and they were discovered by their music manager, Sleazy P. Montini, who's another character on the stage, who comes on sometimes. He introduces the band and stuff like that. And, you know, their thing is that they basically had sex with a bunch of apes and we came along. That's why there's a missing link, because Gwar just went just getting it all, you know, all over the planet, screwing apes and making us, and then we were their weapons of war and they were their masters and blah blah blah, and we've forgotten them, and you know, but they still rule us, and you know, and they go off into space and they have adventures and they come back and they're always getting off on all the drugs and that and all the booze and all the women and snorting things, and it's like, but they don't actually do that. This is all just the story, you know, it's all just an elaborate sort of craziness they've wrapped around themselves, so that when they come on stage they're not like these blokes, they are these intergalactic warriors, and it's just a whole bunch of fun. And there's a slew of albums, a couple of live things, some brilliant DVDs, and I still have my original VHS copy of their first proper live gig that they released, called Live Antarctica. The thing is mental. It's like, and I hold on to that because that's special. Even though it's VHS, there'll be somebody there going, "Where's VHS?" Oh God, I feel old. Oh man, but yeah, seriously, if you're a Gwar fan, you'll understand why Gwar should have a game, and the structure of the game would be so cool. I think what you could probably be is like, you would switch through the story as you would be one member of the band, there'd be another member of the band for another bit of the story, and you could switch back and forth as the story continues and weave the story through, you know, probably coming all the way from Scumdogula, mucking around the galaxy, you know, landing on Metal Land, that's just a brilliant song, you know, fighting off zombies and playing Zombie Mark the whole way through the back here. And it's just like they could have, you know, elements where you have to like perform gigs, and elements where you have to battle through things, and you know, another part of the game where you're having to find Zog, and oh my god, I know I'm going to the lore here, and somebody's going, "What are you talking about, Zeblot? I've no clue." Oh, but I just love Gwar. I've always loved Gwar. I've been into them since I was like, oh god, 16, 17. You know, I've been in Gwar a long time. I'm 40. It's like I'm going to be 41 in a couple of months. It's like, you know, I've been in Gwar a long time. And like I said, seen him twice, and living in Scotland, getting to see Gwar twice, that's an achievement, let me tell you. Because whenever they do venture out of America and into the rest of the world, and like occasionally they've made it into the UK, and most of the times they've played the UK, they've only got around England. You know, it's only twice they've made it into Scotland. So, thank God they made it to me. But nonetheless, Gwar would make an excellent bloody game. I would love that. And I would crowdfund the hell out of that. I'd be throwing the links about everywhere, and I would chuck in a good amount of money. Oh God. Probably a stupidly large amount of money, considering I have none. But, you know, please tell me, what would your game be? Get creative. I mean, even make a video responding to this. You know, talk to me, tell me, what is the game that you would love to see? Would it be a mashup game? Would it be a fighter, but in your particular way? You know, go mad, get nuts. It's like, what would you really love to see made? And get out there, and you could go, right, you ever see that game? I'm responsible for that, me. I made that. Oh, I me. That, you know, what game would make you go, yes, it exists? Of course, you'd have to be in there, making sure the quality control and that. back to me, guys. Tell me, what would you really, really want to see? I just think it's a great idea. And as I said at the top of the video, it's my wife's birthday today, so happy birthday, babe. I know you probably won't watch this, but yeah, well, happy birthday. Okay, guys, I'm going to close this video down because I've got a bunch of stuff I've got to do. I've still got to make the wife's birthday cake. Yes, I'm making it from scratch. Okie dokie. Anyway, please remember to rate, favourite, comment, share, subscribe, and of course, as always, no bother.